Okay, so peep this. We see a ship flying through the dust. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme are on board with a few clone troopers. Obi-Wan spots the speeder and says, "Look over there." Anakin says, "It's Dooku." Anakin tells the clone pilot to shoot him down. The clones tell Anakin that they're out of rockets, so he just says to follow him. Padme says, "We're going to need some help." Excuse me? We? My lady, you cool and all, but you not finna be helping us against Dooku. You're no match for him. I'd advise you just chill out with the clones on this one, shawty. Obi-Wan says, "There isn't time. Anakin and I can handle this." Now we see Dooku on the speeder. He signals the ships that's with him to get behind the Republic ship to shoot them down. The Republic ship gets hit in the left wing. Padme and a clone falls out the ship due to the impact. While Padme falls into the sand, Anakin says, "Padme," concerned for her. Anakin says, "Put the ship down." Obi-Wan hops closer to Anakin and tells him to not let his personal feelings get in the way of the objective. Obi-Wan tells the clone pilot to continue to follow the speeder. Anakin says to lower the ship again. This man is super tender. Buddy, is this your first bad bitch? Oh, is this the only girl ever? My bad, understandable. Nah, forget that, bro. Lock in. Obi-Wan tells Anakin that he can't take Dooku alone. He needs him. Also, if they were to catch Dooku right now, they could end the war. Obi-Wan says to Anakin, "We have a job to do." But Anakin not trying to hear none of that. He like, "I don't care. That's my baby. Put the ship down right now before I crash out." Obi-Wan tells Anakin that he will be expelled from the Jedi Order if he picks Padme over the mission. Anakin says, "I can't leave her." Obi-Wan starts to get his dialogue back real quick, telling Anakin to come to his senses. What do you think Padme would do if she was in your position? Anakin takes a breath, looks down, and says, "She would do her duty." Now we see Dooku pull up to the hangar. Obi-Wan and Anakin does the same following him. As the Jedi get out the ship, it gets blasted and destroyed. Anakin and Obi-Wan run aside after Dooku to confront him and try to stop him from escaping. Anakin tells Dooku that he will pay for all the Jedi he killed today. Bro think he a big dog. Okay, get in your bag then. Obi-Wan is not ignorant to Dooku's power, so he tells Anakin that we will take him together. You go and so on the left, and while he says that, Anakin cuts him off and says, "I'm taking him now," and runs up on Count Dooku. Obi-Wan already knows what's up, so he says, "No, Anakin, no," but he doesn't listen. Count Dooku uses Force Lightning on Anakin, making quick work of the Padawan. Bro really thought he could take a former Jedi Master by himself. Your master said he couldn't even take him alone, so what makes you think you can? Bro just trying to get back at Padme, he really a crash out. Now Obi-Wan is forced to fight Dooku alone, while Anakin is knocked out by the wall. Now we see Dooku talking that talk, saying, "You know I'm better and stronger than you. Might as well just give up, my boy." Obi-Wan uses his saber to block Dooku's Force Lightning and says, "I don't think so. You must not know what they call me in the streets. Mr. Obi-Wan never backed down from a fake Kenobi, so it's up." Dooku pulls out his saber like, "Bet." Obi-Wan runs up first and swings his saber. Dooku blocks it and does a low swing, but Kenobi blocks that too. Then we see Kenobi do a backspin, swinging his saber at Dooku, but he blocks it. Now we start to see Dooku on the offensive, causing Obi-Wan to block his attacks. Then Obi-Wan goes for a low swing, but Dooku jumps over it. Now we see Obi-Wan run back a little, getting some space. Dooku starts talking his shit, saying, "Master Kenobi, you disappoint me. Yoda holds you at such high esteem." Nah, me personally, I wouldn't take that level of disrespect if I was Kenobi. It sounds like Dooku calling him weak. Then we see Dooku attack Kenobi again and says, "Surely you could do better." I would have definitely had to get on his ass at that point, cause I'm talking crazy. Now they start boxing again, then Obi-Wan runs back again to create some space. Next, the cameraman shows Anakin waking up in pain. Then we see Kenobi and Dooku clashing lightsabers. Dooku has the upper hand, overpowering Obi-Wan. He gets Dooku off him a little bit, then they both hit a spin animation and clash sabers again. Anakin starts to try to get up, but that boy cannot stand the pain. Now we see Dooku overpowering Obi-Wan once again. Dooku cuts Kenobi's arm and thigh, making him fall to the ground. Now we see Obi-Wan in pain holding his leg. Dooku twirling his lightsaber, and then Anakin realizes he needs to get back in the mix. Dooku goes for the finisher blow on Kenobi, but my boy Anakin jumps from the bleachers to stop him. Dooku says to Anakin, "Brave of you, boy, but I would have thought that you learned your lesson." While Dooku was talking, Obi-Wan uses the Force to get his saber back. Anakin tells Dooku that "I am a slow learner." Then Obi-Wan throws his lightsaber to Anakin, hoping that will help. Now Anakin out there boxing with two sabers. Dooku's out there on the defense, blocking both of Anakin's sabers. We see a hurt Kenobi, then the cameraman goes back to the fight. We see Dooku on the offensive, now causing Anakin to block his saber swings. Dooku slices one of Skywalker's sabers in half, now he just has the blue one. Now we get a close-up shot of their sabers swinging mid-fight. Me personally, I'm not a fan of this part because it seems pointless. I guess they were going for a cool close-up shot or something, but it just shows less of the fight in my opinion. Now we get back to the right angle and them boys are going at it. They seem to be toe to toe, both of them attacking and blocking. Then we see a wide angle shot of Anakin just standing there. Next, Dooku cuts off Anakin's right arm and force pushes him back onto Obi-Wan. Dooku turns off his saber to wrap up the fight, but looks a little concerned. Maybe because he sliced off Anakin's arm, or was disappointed on how easily he beat them. Let me know what y'all think in the comments on why he looked concerned. All in all, that was a quick but important fight. We got to see Dooku fight for the first time and show how strong he really was at that time. We got to see how ignorant and unready Anakin was, and also how much of a master Kenobi has become at that time. Both Anakin and Obi-Wan still had much to learn, but Obi-Wan ain't never gonna duck a fate. I give Anakin a C+ for saving his master, but he's sold by charging at Dooku by himself, being fueled by his emotions of anger, and also just thinking of Padme. He also was too impatient, and bro lost an arm, but he has heart, so that's respectable. I gave Obi-Wan a B for putting up with Anakin and trying to hang with Dooku on his own, also being honest with Anakin knowing he will need him to fight Dooku. I give Count Dooku an A for making quick work of the Jedi, while giving us peak dialogue and standing on business, clutching a 2v1. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment what fights you want me to cover next and what y'all thought of this video. I'll see you guys next time. I'm gone.